Automotive.
I treat people the way they treat me.
I mean, come on, dude, this guy's got the biggest heart in the world.
Making a new car, make it live again.
Hi, I'm Ric Colangelo, owner of Colangelo Automotive Repair and Classics.
Hi, my name's Sean Hauser, and I'm one of the main mechanics.
Hi, I'm Ric Colangelo, owner of Colangelo Automotive Repair and Classics, and we do hot rod restorations here.
Making a new car, make it live again.
We're getting ready to pull the motor out of this bad boy. Bloop! And you feel the car getting squirrely, you don't stay in it, you gotta get off. And if you don't get off, you crash. It's a good feeling to find out, you know, when you accomplish something and then you drive the car and see how it actually performs. It's amazing. I treat people the way they treat me. This will run on 118 octane fuel. So if you disrespect me, I'm gonna disrespect you automatically.
Hi, my name's Sean Hauser, and I'm one of the main mechanics and welder fabricators here. We basically do everything here. Classic restorations, custom hot rods, and anything that's high performance. My grandmother said the other day, she told me I was tearing things apart since I was a baby, getting screwdrivers, and so it's just kind of in my blood. The second thing I've done is Wall Street. I did 16 years a trader, 10 years commodities broker, made millions of dollars. You know, and in the economic downturn and what have you, we lost everything. But I still trade the markets every day, and I wrench every day, and that's how I take care of my family.
There's a 1932 Highboy Roadster that we just picked up this past week. We're gonna start on this guy and pretty much refurbish everything. Jim McCullough's had this in his garage for 22 years. I'm real excited about this project. Been waiting a long time to do a Roadster, and I told Sean that, man, I wish we could do one, and the dream came true. We're gonna start tearing it apart today and get it ready to go to paint. Sean, let's get started on this thing and let's take this thing apart.
Okay, what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna disconnect the steering so then we can disconnect the body off the frame and take it off.
This car is really easy. You know, when we start wiring it, we're gonna put all the wiring and all the ignition system. We'll get everything disconnected so we can lift the body off this guy and go from there. It's got a long ways to go. I mean, you know, we're just getting started, but once we get rolling on it, it comes back from paint, it'll be pretty simple. Hey, thanks Jim for coming down to Colangelo Automotive Repair and Classics. Just have a seat there.
Not a problem. Looks like good shot, nice rides out there.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. This is Jim McCullough, and we're going to go over his taking on the project on his 32 Roadster we're getting ready to start on, and we'll be bringing it in the shop tomorrow
Or Thursday. Hey, good morning, Rick.
Hey, Jim, how you doing?
What are you guys doing here?
All right, man. All right.
Picking
Good.
up
Sean,
junk cars? Sean, how's it going?
Good. We're going to be pulling it out. It's been stored how long, Jim?
22 years. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's go, Rick. You better get out of the way or scoot over. Hang loose, Sean. Hear the rear, and I got no grease in there, so.
Okay. Watch yourself. You okay on that side?
I'm fine.
Thank you, Jim.
No. Let's put that trash can in. Oh, brand new gas tank. What happens to them when they just sit?
Been sitting for 22 years, so it makes our job just a little bit more difficult. When we were in the midst of doing all this, we were getting parts and pulling out boxes from the garage, and you know, he pretty much told me we had all the parts for the car.
Okay. These are for the Roadster.
Okay.
You know, hubcaps.
And what's this for?
I don't know. Shrink hose of some sort. Maybe this ain't what I thought it was. Let's see, this goes to the Roadster. This is for my shifter. I almost gave this to you.
You know, the only thing that's got me concerned is been sitting so long. You know, once we get it out and get it up on the engine stand where I can really do a close inspection of it, I'll be able to tell what condition the engine's in. I'll probably do a leak down test while it's on the engine stand. I'll make sure when I've got it on the engine stand that it's a healthy motor prior to doing anything else to it. So.
I don't want to scratch the paint, so I got to be really easy on this. Well, here's the issue with the engine. I mean, once I did the leak down, you know, a motor that's been sitting for 22 years and basically has never been turned over. You know, he told me that the motor was brand new, it was rebuilt, but once I leaked it down and find out there was 87% leakage in the rings, you know, that pretty much raises a flag for me. And I advised him of it, so, you know, we're gonna go ahead and go forward with it. It's a risk, it's a big risk. Hopefully, you know, when we fire it up and get a few minutes on it, it'll break in and the rings might seat. And hopefully she'll light, and once she lights, cross our fingers and hope for the best, I guess. You know, that's all we can do. Are you gonna do the interior?
Yeah, I think, you know, it just depends.
Recover the seats?
Yeah, recover those seats and everything like that. Yeah, and I don't have any, you know, I didn't have any carpet with it.
He had the seats and everything, but they needed to be reupholstered. So he gave us a lot of parts to work with, the motor, the transmission. You know, it's basically just tearing everything down, cleaning everything up, re-welding stuff that didn't get welded. You know, it makes the job a little bit easier when you get a project basket case and you have 75% of the parts.
Getting down to the nitty gritty here, Ricky.
We do things the right way. 2 gallons of coolant, painless wiring.
Oh, it's a 1.9 tank. No. What I wanted to do on this, Rick, was I wanted headers coming out of the out on the outside and dumping right here, and then coming in and going back around.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll do that last.
Okay. Yeah.
As far as the exhaust goes.
Right. Exhaust. Yeah.
What I would do with Jimmy's 32 Roadster is I would paint the frame teal, and then I would paint the body teal, and then maybe have you know, some type of metallic silver lightning bolts going down the side, give it that old school ZZ Top look.
There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that Sean doesn't see. How many people owe me money, Sean, every day? You don't even know. You don't know because you're not behind the scenes. You don't know.
Hey, I just got that blah. Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm talking right now.
Go ahead.
Okay?
Go ahead.
Everything looked good, man. You had a good burnout. You
Yeah.
took off clean, but at the very end there, it got squirrely.
You can see it.
Hello, I'm Roy Hansen. I'm down here at Ric Colangelo's shop, down here showing off our toys. Built this one for me. It's a 383, close to 500 horsepower toy, and we're going to be doing some tricks and having some fun down here. It's what us old timers do.
I'm called Big Mike. This is my 56 Chevy. Rich did a lot of work on it. Got a 468 in it. Runs pretty good. Always. Something always. It's always over here Rick's.
Hi, I'm Al Rogers. This is my bucket of bolts right here. This is my 26T, 500 horsepower. I'm a member of one of Rick's, the old fart riders club here. Rick has completely gone through the whole engine. It hauls buns. It's much, much better than using an electric wheelchair. So that's what I like over here. I can do excellent burnouts with the electric wheelchair. I can't do anything. Lime green, it hauls buns.
one thing, when he left, he did a good burnout, but you know, when these cars get squirty like this, you got to let off. You can't stay in the throttle, so. And you just got to let off the throttle. You can't stay on it, you got to lift. It's like when you're at the drag strip and you take off and you launch at the staging lanes and you hit the trans brake and you let go of the trans brake and the car leaves and you feel the car getting squirrely, you don't stay in it, you got to get off. And if you don't get off, you crash. So unfortunately, we had a little bit of damage, not a lot. I hate to even see that car really get damaged at all, but that's the sport of trying to go fast. So.
Oh, that was must-see TV right there.
Definitely.
I'm like going, I had it on there and I'm laying some decent piece of rubber and that building jumped in front of my car.
That's reality.
I'm pissed. I'm pissed. Oh well, that's life in big world.
He is pissed.
Yeah.
Thank God it didn't.
On to Hollywood for that one. I do my own stunts, by the way.
We're gonna have to take the fender completely off the car.
Yeah.
And I gotta take it over and get it painted.
You can probably buy a new fender. You know,
I think we'd probably be better off to do that, really.
Just get a new fender,
let's get
yeah.
a new
Instead of
one.
having it back at the
One
front
thing we
bumper.
know for sure,
What?
this car makes a lot of horsepower.
Yeah, it does. It does.
But you gotta lift.
That's the first time I've
You
launched.
gotta
it.
lift. You did okay.
Well, I had to do a burnout basically in an alley. Figure that one out.
But
Yeah.
listen,
It was like a friggin' alley.
but when you feel it, anytime, whether you're here or you're on the street or wherever you're at, and you launch these cars, and you feel like the ass end's gonna come around, you gotta lift.
Yeah, I got off of it, but then it just kept sliding.
it happened so quick that
It
Yeah,
happened
it
so
did.
quick.
Yeah.
I was going sideways, which I'm kind of used to anyway on motorcycles.
Yep, you are going around
well, you got
turns.
the same engine I got and 1/3 the weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is reality TV.
That's Colangelo's
Rule
motor
number
making
one,
power
yeah.
is what that
Yeah,
is.
this
Hey, you know what's funnier than hell?
this week.
Okay,
That's what
when
that
he's
is.
rebuilding this thing and we're doing like this, everybody turns around and says they know I'm going to launch this thing somewhere.
Well, we did good. The burnout.
Even John Force has enough area when he does a burnout.
yeah,
so
John Force crashes too. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Every
I got
week.
something in common with
Every
him too.
week.
Yeah, but you know what? Let's look at it this way. It could have been worse. This is fixable. And look right here.
Yeah, you hit it right there.
Right there.
That's all it takes. That's
I told you the
you should have
building.
moved it at least 3 feet.
I told
that
you
way.
the building jumped out at me.
Yeah.
Now we know.
Yeah, when they hit
When I
something
did the
like that.
burnout, it just felt like I could have kept going and going and going, and that's why I kept staying on it. And then suddenly I could feel it get a little sideways.
Yeah.
So then that's when I got off of it, corrected it, but it went on its own little ride.
Yeah.
That's what I was telling you guys. It went on its own little ride, and I didn't know.
Well,
But now I know.
Soon as that hit and your equal amounts weren't
Yeah.
there, you know, you got 500 horsepower pulling that
Kids.
that Model T to
Yeah.
the side.
Kids, don't do this at home.
This is what your father does.
Let's look at it this way. It could have been worse. This is fixable.
we're gonna have to take the fender completely off the car.
Yeah.
Man, where am I gonna put that? This goddamn jack would just stay up. Son of a bitch.
This is the fender that came off of Al Rogers' 26, and we just got it back from the body shop, and it's all back. He finally, got to do a burnout with the car and had some fun doing it. And that's what happens though when you want to play, you know. Sean had to take this bracket off right here. And actually, he built a jig that goes in the front.
And he took and re-straightened out this bracket right here, like this one on this other side that wasn't crashed, by heating and bending and doing what he does best. He spent a lot of time on this bumper trying to get it back where it's supposed to be, and now it's back where it's supposed to be. Everything aligns perfect. I put the bumper back on it, and everything bolted up just like it was when it was first made. That's where we're at. And there you see it, complete, ready to go. Car's all done, and that's the way we do it here at Colangelo Automotive Repair and Classics.
I've been a gearhead my whole life, and I don't have a gearhead tattoo on me anywhere. It doesn't make any sense. If we're gonna put a motor on us, forget putting a Chevy 350 or, you know, a 383 stroker or a 454 big block. Let's just go for the gusto. Let's put the 10,000 horsepower top fuel engine on our neck. Once I saw the picture, I knew that was it. That's what I want right there. That's gearhead to the bone, baby. That's the baddest of all baddest motors you could ever put on you. Because ain't nothing better than a 10,000 horsepower top fuel motor. Hey, I just got that bluff. Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm talking right now.
Go ahead.
Okay?
Go ahead. Man, what is up with you today? You're on a roll. No more crack for you.
Remember what I told you about attitude? You had a bad attitude yesterday.
Well, look what happened.
Yeah. You want to get into it now? You want to get this drama on tape? You want to talk about financial shit?
No, not really.
Yeah, exactly. Because you know you're wrong, bro. If I told 10 people this whole story, they'd all you that you're wrong, dude. But for some reason, you think you're in the right.
Sean.
And then we'll let the real world know what's really going on.
What's going on?
You want to,
I got a machine shop that I didn't pay right away, so what? How many people owe me money, Sean, every day? You don't even know. You don't know because you're not behind the scenes. You don't know. You come in every day, you do your job, you go home. I deal with the bullshit. You don't.
right, that's right.
That's what makes me the owner of this place.
I don't really know the whole story. I'm just hearing bits and pieces.
Dude, it's the guy that like last night. This motherfucker bounced the check on me over there. I waited 2 hours for him to pay me.
Maybe I'll give you
But
some
that's
time.
okay, right?
Maybe I'll give you some time on your own so you can really think about everything you're saying.
Well, but that's okay for other people to give me bad checks and everything, right? That's fine. They're
It's
right.
never
I'm
your
wrong.
fault, Rick. You know, you're just an angel.
2 hours I waited
Never your fault.
last night at the body shop. I'm not an angel.
Well, guess what? What goes around comes around.
Do I pay you every month? Yeah, I do.
Okay, we could just stop right there. What's everybody waiting for?
For you to get done. It's hard for me, and he knows this too. I mean, I battle a lot of battles without him. He doesn't even know half of it, you know, and he doesn't need to know because he's not brought here to need to know all that information. And there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that Sean doesn't see. So he comes in here like he did today, like a f***ing madman in a China bowl factory. You know, and that hurts me, and he knows it hurts me.
And he knows it's not healthy for this business to do that.
You know, it's just, you know, I've been in business a lot, you know, many years myself too. And in my business, because I had so many people that worked with me and worked for me, I had to be a good listener and I had to be understanding. I didn't have a big ego and, oh, f him and f this and f that. You know, I didn't go around f people over. And I know you don't f people over intentionally. And like I've always said a million times, the road to hell was paved with good intent. You're full of good intent, and that's fine and dandy. But at the end of the day, when you take business to another shop, and they get excited because it's a big ticket, and you drop all the shit off, and then for 6 months they're trying to get money out of you and bouncing checks and shit, and then you get mad at them, it's not even their fault. You brought them to business. You're the big talker. Hey, got this, got that, blah, blah. Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm talking right now.
Go ahead.
Okay?
Go ahead.
And a real man would see that and accept it. You know what? I was wrong. I may not like how he handled me, but he has every right to handle me that way because I f***ed him over for 6 straight months.
This last $600 and some I paid him was on top of the $750. So I didn't blow him off for 3 months without paying that bounce check. As soon as that check didn't clear the bank, I sent him down with the cash. See, you thought I spread it for 9 months, bouncing a check and never paid him a dime. That's not what happened.
Rubber checks put you in jail. And what goes around comes around. All the checks you bounced on everybody, including me, multiple times, it's all coming back at you now. I don't like the way you do business. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I don't like the way you do business. Because you talked about this guy when we first hooked up. He was the cat's ass. And now all of a sudden he's a motherfucker, he's a blah, 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 blah. And he didn't even do anything. You took him to work. You didn't pay him. You strung him out. He ordered all these parts with his money that he don't even have for you, and then you him over, sitting there.
But then I pay him $750.
But it doesn't matter. You're missing the whole point. It's completely going over your head.
All right, so I up.
The fact of the matter is, yeah, at the end of the day, years later, 6 months later, months later, yeah, you will eventually square up with people. It's like in the Ponzi scam. Everybody, you bring new blood in, you pay the old blood. Everybody's going to get theirs. They just got to wait till the end, whenever that may be.
And yes, I up, okay? I did, I'll admit it.
That's all I want. I just wanted you to admit.
I admit that I fucked up with him, but I also will admit I'll never take him nothing again.
But see, that's the wrong attitude.
No, because no,
people, bro.
It gives him the right to mother me on the phone.
But look what you did to him. He does have the right to flip out on you because you owe him. Just like the lady that owes you on the 88. You flip out on her.
I flip out on a lot of people.
That's what I'm saying. You do the same thing.
A lot of people.
I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable because I go pick up a block and I get an earful from this guy. He's just trying to make a living and pay his bills just like us. And you him over and you're mad at him. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be over there apologizing to him, make a amends with him, and tell him the next time I bring my motor work to you because you are one of the best, I'm going to pay you half up front and I'm going to have the other half upon your completion. That's what a man would do, not motherfuck him because you them over and they're mad at you and now they're a motherfucker. What kind of living is that, bro? I don't live that way. I don't people over like that. If I don't have the way to begin with, I won't even be going to them.
No, you got a point.
But see, look, I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm perfect, Rick. I'm not saying I'm perfect. And yes, I realize that you're doing the best you can and you're doing a wonderful job. And I give you accolades all day long on that. And I'm proud of you. That's what's been bothering me, bro. Nothing else with you bothers me. That's it. That's it.
And I f***ed up, I'll admit. There's two things that you taught me while you've been here. If you're gonna be about, or if you're gonna talk about it,
be about it, right.
The second one is, I treat people the way they treat me. That's the way I live.
Respect is mutually earned.
Okay.
Correct. That's all, brother. Look at it. This is your business. I'm here to help you build it. That's all. And I don't expect anything in return. And the money that I'm making doing it right now, dude, it makes me sick. Sometimes I feel like I'm wasting my time, but then I constantly remind myself that Rick's a winner, dude. He's like me. He's got the mentality where we never say die. We just keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, and eventually through the law of accident, we're gonna hit because we're always in the game. We just need more tools, and we're working on that right now. Once we have the tools, bro, we'll never burn. You'll never have to. You'll never even be in a position of worrying about
everything. Will be like a sewing machine. It'll go clean and clear.
But until we get the tools, man, if you ain't got it, just you know what I'm saying? Just be really more better with the money, dude. Like, if you know for a fact 2 weeks from now, you ain't gonna have the nut. If I drop this off today, in 2 weeks, I know I'm not gonna have the money. Just wait. Wait till you got all the money. Because you're gonna burn your reputation with these people, you know?
It's hard.
I want to see you successful, I think, more than you do. But do you know how good it makes me feel, how significant it makes me feel knowing that I'm taking the knowledge that God has blessed me with and I'm passing on to you to help
Yeah,
you?
and vice versa.
All good intents that I want to help you.
But we learn from each other.
Right.
That this relationship will not end until we're sitting at the Bahamas on the beach drinking a cold beer.
No, we were going.
Yeah, we were nose diving like an F-16.
But now we got a little pullback.
Yeah, you know, so, I mean, things significantly have changed, and
I'm just happy that we came in here and aired this out because it really bothered me.
I know, dude. I could tell this morning. I know.
Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care.
But the thing that I want to ask you too is, say, Rick, I got your back.
But I do have your back.
So, but I want you to have my back in more than one way. I want you to have my back if somebody starts talking
Dude, we're just ready to rock and roll, dude. We're here. We want to build a business. We want to make money. We want to take care of our family, and that's it.
And we are with both of us being on the same team. There's nothing but success in this shop for us, and you know that.
Yeah.
But any relationships are relative.
It is.
No matter what you try, no matter how.
Doesn't matter.
We're gonna eat here in a minute. That's what we're gonna do. Let's go.
Okay, we good?
Good.
All right. I've been a gearhead my whole life, and I don't have a gearhead tattoo on me anywhere. It doesn't make any sense. If we're gonna put a motor on us, forget putting a Chevy 350 or a 383 stroker or a 454 big block. Let's just go for the gusto. Let's put the 10,000 horsepower top fuel engine on our neck. Once I saw the picture, I knew that was it. That's what I want right there. That's gearhead to the bone, baby. That's the baddest of all baddest motors you could ever put on you. Because ain't nothing better than a 10,000 horsepower top fuel motor. Hey, I just got that bluff. Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm talking right now.
Go ahead.
Okay?
Go ahead.
I love it.
I treat people the way they treat me.
I mean, come on, dude. This guy's got the biggest heart in the world.
Making a new car, make it live again.
It's sitting like that for years. Why not finish it and either drive it or sell it?
Exactly.
This is so close to being done.
Right. Well,
Just needs a lot of tender, loving care. Somebody to put it together right. And this would be a lot of fun without a whole lot of money going in there. Oh yeah, look at the rust. That's an original frame.
yeah, that's what Peter said.
Oh, this is an actual original frame? This is not a kit?
That's a deuce frame.
Oh. So this is not a repop.
Go to the side of this one. Yo,
Here, come on, go. Let's go. Let's go. Whoa, whoa.
No, it's not. It's jammed up over here, too. You gotta lift straight up. Jason, you can't lift like that. Whoa, whoa!
You're hung up? You're hung up over here.
Whoa, whoa!
I can't hold that down and then lift this
Can
thing.
you unhold it?
I need either lift or hold.
Well, I'm good at holding.
That's right there. It's hitting
Gotta
right
go
there.
back. I'm trying.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is. So where are you gonna go? Wait a minute. Hang on. Yeah, right. Got it? Somebody come in this corner right here. I can't get over the spring.
Here you go, I got it all. Let's go change it out there. Don't worry about it.
It doesn't weigh more than a couple 100 pounds, does it? If that.
Light. No. Put it in one corner, get your hand out. You got it? Yeah, go. You got it? You got it? You got it? You got it?
Hurry up, Bill. You got it. Well, look at this. You know why?
Well, the reason why they took the fenders off the old Roadsters back in the day was so that they can put a bigger tire on there for drag racing or for, you know, hot rodding around town. You know, Jim's got a pretty small tire in there right now. I think he's going to go with something bigger so he can get some more traction on the ground. I would like to see like a Mickey Thompson type slick on the back with some skinnies up front. But you know, we'll see what he's gonna pick out.
You know, a car that's been down this long, and you're starting from the beginning and then trying to refurbish the whole thing to make it all brand new again. You know, there's a lot of work involved, and it's just you know, you're working with parts that's been sitting, and you know, you got to make everything brand new again so it's showable.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow,
All right, Rick. That sounds good.
and appreciate it.
When you pick the car up, I'll give you a check.
Okay.
Jimmy, right?
Yeah,
I got it.
Gotta get painted too.
That comes right out. He said him and Pee Wee went out 20 years ago and they each had $8 grand in their pocket and they got drunk and they went and spent some money.
I mean, it's all there. Again, you know.
And that's the true story.
There's even more to it than that, but I don't want to say it on camera.
You know about Pee Wee, right?
As I say, we're on camera. We can't go.
What are we gonna do?
Pull the motor out, or you want to go? It's 11:30 right now.
Let's undo these bolts and I'll just grab right here. You grab
Yeah,
with
get the
Ford in a Ford. That's sacrilege.
scissors in the wrong place.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you got it.
There you go.
Now, that's good.
They ran a little bit cold. They could have ran a little bit hotter.
Like a good bead there.
Nah, just, you know, that's fine. A lot of them are fine. A lot of these are TIG welded here, so these are real clean.
If that's the way the guy welds, it's good he stopped.
Yeah, it's
Because
pretty
that's
good.
just like you say, that's too cold, man. That should be a lot.
Yeah, it should be more
I've
blended.
seen your welds. They look a lot better than that.
These right in here, look at real cold.
Yeah, just right on top.
Yep.
Roadster right now, and it's going in the body shop. Start to work on it, and we got all these guys that are carrying this car. Hopefully we won't drop it. Got it, Shawnee? You all right? We got our 32 Roadster highboy frame back to the from the body shop today, and we're going to start beginning assembly of it.
You know, I've been a gearhead my whole life, and I don't have a gearhead tattoo on me anywhere. It doesn't make any sense. If we're gonna put a motor on us, forget putting a Chevy 350 or, you know, a 383 stroker or a 454 big block. Let's just go for the gusto. Let's put the 10,000 horsepower top fuel engine on our neck. Once I saw the picture, I knew that was it. That's what I want right there. That's gearhead to the bone, baby. That's the baddest of all baddest motors you could ever put on you. Because ain't nothing better than a 10,000 horsepower top fuel motor.
got our 32 Roadster highboy frame back to the from the body shop today, and we're going to start beginning assembly of it. Starting to put a few parts on it right here. It's all painted, ready to go. We've got all the parts detailed. We're going to start putting everything on it. Put the engine, the transmission, the rear end, the front differential. Everything will start going together. I love doing Roadsters. First one I've done in a while.
I leave it. I'll see you later.
Daniel's son gave you what's up.
Daniel's son got strong all of a sudden. Yeah.
It doesn't look like. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, there we go.
For 22 years, so it makes our job just a little bit more difficult. When we were in the midst of doing all this, we were getting parts and pulling out boxes from the garage, and you know, he pretty much told me we had all the parts for the car, but once I got it here and discovered there was a lot of leaps and bounds that we're going to have to go through to try to put it all together because everything wasn't there. You know, at that point you kind of get stopped. You got to sit back and replan the whole situation. And you know, a car that's been down this long, and you're starting from the beginning and then trying to refurbish the whole thing to make it all brand new again. But I mean, you know, we're going to be okay with this project. We're just we move along and we do things as we go, and we put it together and make it a show quality car when it's finished.
This is a step header. It's 2 inch into 2 1/8, dump at 3 1/2. And look at that nice coating. Inside and out. This is a finished sealing surface, like I say. You can run a gasket or you don't have to. We just run a little silicone here because we take them off and on all the time. We actually, the last street rod that was in here, a blown small block, we actually used 1 7/8 primaries and made a outside the frame sprint style header in 1 7/8 into a 3.5-inch side pipe, and we attached it to the car. It wasn't out there on the, just not attached to anything. So. Finish this one up and then we'll put a side together for you and completely finish it. Very critical part of the assembly, because if this leaks you can't fix it. I mean, you can blow a weld all the way up the primaries and not fix it. So this is where they want to leak if they do. So this is why we take our time on finishing this up. Basically that's sealed. He sealed the pipes all the way to the pipe on all four. That's the passenger side.
They do look badass.
Yeah. Well, my whole exhaust system's right here. The frame is molded for the exhaust to run right there, so it's tough.
I do love you to death. You know that. The problem is now you're gonna have to take these headers back. You gotta weld the flanges on the end for the mufflers, and we're gonna f all the coating. It's a slip over? Oh, Jesus, thank God. Okay. Smart ass. You got me, didn't you?
Oh, hey, tell him my header didn't just bolt up.
Yeah, and Sean's header didn't bolt up. It was a nightmare, he said. No, it was on the wrong side of the torsion bar.
You're getting dump stock. Dude, you can freaking grill a steak right here. Lay it right.
Hey Jim, how you doing, man? Hey, it's Rick up here at the shop. We've got your Roadster ready for delivery, so if you want to come up and pick it up, take it for a spin, man. We're ready for you, and get your ass down here. Come on, man. This thing looks really, really awesome. It's running good.
Gas.
No, couldn't have. Can't be a battery problem. We got a fuse problem. That's what we got.
Yeah, because the light's on now. Okay, hang on.
Punch light on. I can't hear it running. We just ran out of gas.
We didn't run out of gas.
All right, well, that's a minor detail. We know we got power going to it. All that shit.
reading 240.
I know, but I don't know if I gotta do.
All right.
I haven't had a chance. I mean, it
Relax,
hasn't rained.
okay.
We've got all kinds of going on, dude.
All right.
I want to make sure this thing was healthy before I even worried about the rest of the bullshit.
Well, he's fair. Pre-igniting when we shut it off. Could be, you know. I think one of the cylinders on one side's not coming up to snuff so far.
Problem in number 5. That's where the problem is. No fuel. See the headers, the way they're turning colors here?
Yeah.
That's not normal either. We're just running lean.
Well, could be.
We got to figure out what.
Could be here. You know, it's hard to say.
Well, I mean, I can find it. That ain't no big deal, but I mean, I can let it cool off a little bit, and then I'll pull that plug. 191, but it's starting to cool off now.
Yeah. But he was cold to begin
Oh,
with.
yeah.
And that's why we were
No
popping
fuel.
more on this side. Yeah.
This is the pop right here.
Yeah.
And this guy.
Okay. Well, I would think maybe a 650.
That's more than enough.
Yeah.
Well, let me, you know,
Well, let's
before
just
you do
wait.
that, let me let it cool off. Let me pull this plug out real quick.
See what he looks like. Yeah.
Do a compression. We're good, dude.
Huh?
Good. Look at that compression.
Well, that's
Okay,
good.
it's got to be that it's not optimizing correctly.
It's the carburetor.
It's got to be. I don't know what else it could
Well,
be.
I gotta go. I'll go get us another one.
What's he got? The gas off.
First time in 24 years. Happier than a two-peckered billy goat, whoever that is.
We're gonna put a motor on us. Forget putting a Chevy 350 or, you know, a 383 stroker or a 454 big block. Let's just go for the gusto. Let's put the 10,000 horsepower top fuel engine on our neck.
Let's see Motorhead's here at the shop day before Thanksgiving. We're gonna do something exciting this week.
All right, this Saturday we're going down to a brand new tattoo shop up where I live, up in Whittier.
Let me burn it.
And no, it's okay, keep going.
I will.
And we're gonna get some tattoos. We're gonna get the same tattoo, but he's gonna get a color one, and I'm gonna get all black and gray traditional. And I'm gonna get right here on my neck, the NHRA top fuel dragster engine, blowing all kinds of smoke and fire and flame, checkerboard pattern behind it and everything.
And when he's all done, we're gonna light him on fire. Got this when I was just a little kid, 17 years old, didn't know any better, you know. I still don't know any better.
He's
I'm
gonna
gonna
get-
put it right here, man.
Yep.
See all this trash here? We're gonna untrash my arm and put some real stuff on there.
We're gonna put the same thing on my neck,
Yeah.
on his arm, but
Yeah.
all in color and cover that tattoo
Yeah,
up.
that's what we're talking about.
We made the commitment. We're gearheads to the
We're gonna
bone.
do
We've
it,
always
man.
been gearheads. And we love building hot rods and going fast. So you know what? It's time. It's time stamp it on us,
Dedication is the word.
burn it onto the flesh.
We got to get some new stuff on here. It's too old.
We've been here about 2 weeks now. We just opened up the shop 2 weeks ago. So it's pretty exciting. You know, we've been pretty busy since we opened up. Ric's actually getting NHRA top fuel engine on his arm right now. So it's gonna be pretty badass.
I've been a gearhead my whole life, and I don't have a gearhead tattoo on me anywhere. It doesn't make any sense. If we're gonna put a motor on us, forget putting a Chevy 350 or, you know, a 383 stroker or a 454 big block. Let's just go for the gusto. Let's put the 10,000 horsepower top fuel engine on our neck. Once I saw the picture, I knew that was it. That's what I want right there. That's gearhead to the bone, baby. That's the baddest of all baddest motors you could ever put on you. There's ain't nothing better than a 10,000 horsepower top fuel motor.
Me and my brother decided to come down and get some ink, and that's pretty much it.
Isn't that awesome? Talking about being bright.
You like that, huh?
Good. That's awesome right here.
italiano qua.
Product of my tattoo. I really like it a lot. It's fantastic. Covered up a bunch of trash I had on there, and it's state of the art. Blind Nobility did it for me. Paul, what a great guy he is, and not only a great guy but a great tattoo artist, and really did a great job on it. So there you have it, the official NHRA top fuel motor on my arm. It's on fire. It's running right now. You hear it? You hear it? What'd I say?
It's OC Motorhead. Real cars, real guys, real life.
I love it.
I treat people the way they treat me.
I mean, come on, dude. This guy's got the biggest heart in the world.
Making a new car, make it live again.
Up next on OC Motorhead.
I've got the best of the best right now, and I don't give a shit what anybody says out there.
For the past 2 weeks, we've been moving from our 1,680 square foot shop to our 6,500 square foot shop, and it's been a real challenge. We couldn't believe how much stuff we had over at the other place, that it even fit over there once we got it over here and we filled this building up.
It was just time, you know, we had to make the move, we had to grow, but it was pretty quick, you know. I mean, something like this normally takes a couple of months to land and to finish the project, but me and Sean and all our families and everything got together and we got this thing done. An abrupt decision made by me, you know, pretty much on the throttle all the time, as everybody probably knows, whoever knows me.
to basically get this race car prepped and ready to run. It's crazy working with these guys. I'm a process equipment mechanic in the biotech industry for a major biotech firm. Yes, I donate my time. It's cars, racing and cars have always been a hobby and always been a part of my life since I was very young. They're down to earth, they're very real. They seem to be honest and open with no agendas, and they just really just moving forward and things. They're very enthusiastic.
He had this go-kart, and he was just a little He wasn't bigger than a minute, and he kept coming over, bugging me to work on that go-kart, and he wants to go go-kart racing. So we just burned it up and worked on it, made it haul ass, and we put him in some races, and he just kept hanging around the shop all the time and wanted to know this and wanted to know that, and wanted to learn about this and wanted to learn about that, and always in my way. But from all that, he become what he become at R&R, which he was my main guy. It's amazing after 18 years that he's never forgotten one thing that I showed him or taught him. He's had it rough for a while, so we're gonna unrough his life and make it easy for him. So
that's pretty much the way it happened, man. You know, I just a kid, you know, 13, 14 years old when I got to know Rick, and we started out go-karting, and then he always had a race car, and I learned a lot of my roots through helping him on his race car, and then he opened a big shop there in town, and I went to work for him. Started at his house, right in a garage right beside his house. Then later on down the road, we moved into his big shop there down the street, and he taught me about everything I know about mechanicking. And I don't know.
you're all right. He's got a heart. He's got a lot of feelings about it. Sean, get in here, man.
What are we all talking about?
He's about in tears. But anyway,
dude, hey, we've been waiting for Shane to come with us to be part of the team for
a long time.
A couple years now. Rick's been talking about him, actually 3 years since I've been with Rick, and that's all Rick's ever talked about was Shane, and everything he can do and all his capabilities and how he'd be a perfect match for our team, a perfect fit. And Rick's right, man. Shane's only been here a week, dude, and it's like, he's like my brother, man. I love him.
I've got the best of the best right now, and I don't give a what anybody says out there. We are the best. We do damn good work. We do quality work. We might not be the fastest, granted. And I got a cigarette in my hand again. Isn't that awful? Better than a joint, though, so who gives a It takes winners to become winners. And we have now, like Sean said earlier, we have talked about this, and talked about it. But we're all doing good, and praise the Lord that we're all together, man.
That's it, man. We are the OC Motorheads, and we're passionate about building hot rods and going fast and drag racing and just living life, man. Living our dreams and our passion. And we got the team.
hell of a job, all of us, and you know, that's where we're at right now.
We are the OC Motorheads, and we're passionate about building hot rods and going fast and drag racing and just living life, man, living our dreams and our passion. And we got the team now.
I hit my head in the shower this morning. Oh, no. That's the last thing I hit. No. Knock on something. We had a knock on wood.
Right here. It's OC Motorhead. Real cars, real guys, real life.
Progressed a lot in the short period of time the car's been here. $55,000 race car for $1,000 was a hell of a buy. I couldn't pass it up, but it's the best car that I've ever owned in my whole racing career, and I'm excited to get in it and go down the track. This is a Jerry Bickle Pro Stock car. Originally was used as a super gas car, which is the 990 class in NHRA. We're going to be running Comp Eliminator, CAA, which stands for Altered Automatic, because we're going to be running a 2-speed power glide in it. This is the mock-up motor that I use when I'm putting the car together. We will be running two 1050 Dominators. This is what we all run. We run strut front ends, which your strut goes here, and obviously with your caliper and your brakes here. And we'll plumb all the brake lines in and all that. It takes a rack and pinion steering. We have all lift-off interiors, so we can get in the car, work on the transmission, work on the driveline from inside of the car. If I was to roll this car, I would not get hurt. Hopefully that won't happen, but if I do, the car is bulletproof, pretty much. This stuff flies everywhere. Doors, all kinds of parts start flying off, but I stay intact in the car. This car in the back takes a 4-link suspension with a 9-inch quarter rear end. We're going to be running 33 17/15 slicks, which is 17 inches wide, 33 inches tall. It'll have weld wheels all the way around it. I've got one wide block in here, which we're going to run 08 fittings to the Dominator one side, and we'll have another block on this side. We'll be able to run a block from this side to the other side of the Dominator. So we're going to have 4 lines run to the carburetor. We're able to regulate it right here. We'll have a fuel pressure gauge mounted manually outside on the engine, so when I'm tuning the car, I can adjust the fuel pressure as needed. Also, there'll be one in the cockpit too that I can monitor while I'm driving down the track. It's really important that we run fuel pressure and it stays the same at all times. This will run on 118 octane fuel. We'll probably put out a little bit over 1,000 horsepower.
Now is to basically get this race car prepped and ready to run. It's crazy working with these guys. Right now we're doing some minor things. The rear axle is out. We're getting the rear end, the whole differential rebuilt, new axles and brakes. The motor's in the process of being built. Right now I'm doing small things. So I'm doing a lot of minor things to the chassis, the body, trying to get the fuel system set up. A lot of minor stuff that needs to be done before we actually put the driveline in is what I'm charged with doing right now.
So go ahead, Randy, tell them about what's going on with your drive.
Hey, good morning. Hey, Mike Leach, Randy Miller. We're going to go ahead and put some We got the 3/8 laser cut flanges on the cylinder head, and we've got a J-bend here that we'll go ahead and cut and start the process with on the first pipe, putting it into the furthest most part of the collector over here, and then we'll tack weld, we'll pull it off and take it back to our shop and tack weld the rest of the header there, and then we'll bring it back and test fit it, and then finish welding, and then we'll take it to coating after that. So, Mike, you want to go ahead and get started over here? Sure. Just try and make sure there's no slag here or anything that went through blocking our flow. We want smooth flow. Now, we'll go ahead and put a bead in here, and then this will be our sealing surface. We'll just take it on the surface over there and make sure everything's below that surface. Loving it. So I just brought this back from Mike's, and we just tack it in case it doesn't fit. I'm pretty sure it will fit, so we're going to go ahead and take and slip it on today. Try it and make sure it's right, and then I'll finish it up when we get back. That's a crying shame. It hits right here, so I'm gonna have to lower this pipe, but luckily I can do it now. Just wanted to make the look and let it breathe between the pipes, but this pipe here has got to be cut down, but that's why we just tack and then we come and try it on.
Why, what's wrong, Randy?
Once I go up here to the cylinder
bed,
you're hitting. I hit on there, and I can only start the one bolt, so I'll bring it back tomorrow and test drive it again, okay? Sorry about that. That's where they make a saw. No worries, dude. This is my bad, so I'll go fix it right now today, and I'll be back tomorrow, though, to try it on, okay? And we'll go ahead and we'll put the driver's side on first, and this is how they come from the coater, all bubble wrapped, and they come from my friend Mike at Young Guns Coatings. And so he's the one that does the coating on the inside and the outside, so we'll go ahead and put the driver's side on. I brought some lock washers, my special wrench, and we're good to go. So Pat, let's go.
We get the other header?
Okay. I'll bring it up. All right, so I got the passenger side. All right, so let's go in and put the headers on. We're gonna go ahead and put this header on today. Hey, Chief. Hey, guys.
Good morning. Morning.
I brought donuts.
All right.
So I got the passenger side here.
And monster drinks. We're gonna get wired.
Work of art.
Silica is the word they use, silicone, silica, but it makes the horsepower, it makes a little extra because it flows and it's so smooth. And I'll give Pat a bolt. And you might want to, there's a bolt for Pat.
Okay, so we got header bolts. We got use a 3/8 head on them because it's easier to get the wrench. And you see, I didn't have to dimple any of these pipes to get the bolts going. And so I'm going to go ahead and tighten these up a little bit right now and just check. And see the way he wraps it up. He keeps all the bubble wrap going, and so the header shows up perfect like it is, and it's shiny. And this is straight from the coater right here. I'm going to check it both with the straight edge anyway after I get this bolted on tight. So what do you think, Pat? We got them going, and we're going to help. The ground is going to help push us down the track. But isn't that gorgeous?
Oh, dude, this thing's going to launch him like a rocket.
Oh, I know.
You hit the ground and go, whoa!
You think wheel stand? It's going to be a wheel stand.
Hell yeah.
So my magic wrench, I need that back because this is security. Oh, don't chip the paint on the floor. I've had this wrench forever. And then if you need any help at the racetrack, I'll be in charge of the headers. Okay. And then I'll take them off and on. And
love you there, man.
They won't get scratched up. Well, thank you. I love you guys, man. This has been the greatest job I've ever had. And, all right, so I guess we're done here, gentlemen. Thank you. Sean, it's been a pleasure.
We've been promised a lot of sponsorships, and we're not getting to where we want to be right now with this thing. I want it to be ready to go for the Winter Nationals in Komodo this year. And it's been a long road. It's been a hard road, but I've been focusing on the business. You know, I got responsibilities. You gotta take care of responsibility for you. You know, we came a long ways here with it. We got all our struts front end on now, and pretty much all the steering's done. And Sean did all the welding here on this, and we just got some final touches.
Well, looks like we're upgrading to another class of car. Looks like the Pro Stock's going to go away. We're going to go to second tier below top fuel. It's going to be a gas car, I believe. Rear engine dragster. So this baby's already got a buyer. So right now we're just kind of getting it ready to package it up and ship for its new owner. Getting all the parts together, and Tuesday we have a new project.
So I want to get something that I can put together and go down the track. It's been 10 years. I'm tired of waiting.
It's a dragster, long frame, no suspension, no doors, rear engine. A little bit different from what we're doing with the Pro Stock. A little bit easier to work on. A little bit definitely a higher class and closer to top fuel where Rick really wants to be. So that's kind of important.
So I got a car that's complete. I just put my motor in and go racing.
You should be ready to run. We have the motor ready to go in it, so it's going to be, when we get the new car, it's just a matter of getting it dialed in, getting the motor installed, and we'll be ready to go. We got you everything. That's kind of sad, but we were kind of looking forward to it. It's got a lot of work into this already, but you know, what are you going to do? The opportunities come by, you kind of got to take a hold of them when they get here. So.
Out with the old, rolling.
No, knock on something. We're gonna knock on wood.
Knock on wood, right here.
OC Motorhead. Real cars, real guys, real life.
Ford Mustang Mach 1, 69 model. Came from another shop. Workmanship was poorly done on it, so we're gonna pull the motor on it. Customer brought it to us in pieces. The whole front of the engine was completely not even on it. Everything was, intake was off of it. Completely disassembled all the parts in the trunk. And we're gonna pull the motor out. I'm gonna put it on the end stand, go through it, and get this thing going and put it together right and make it run again and haul ass. Well, all three of us will be on it, obviously, you know, because we work as a team. When you don't build a motor, you really don't know where you're at. You know what I mean? It's like when I build my engines and the guys put them in, it's like the motor's ready to go because I did the work and it's put together correctly and the specs are done right. And that wasn't the deal on this one. It was a third cam motor with the third cam going in it. I mean, so now we got it dialed in and we're ready to go, and the car's gonna haul ass like it's supposed to.
Yeah, I busted my knuckles up pretty good on this one. It's worth it though.
This is my brother-in-law, Robert Smiley, aka Bobo, and he owns Best Exhaust
Maintenance. Basically, I specialize in restaurant hood cleaning / engine bay, engine block, restoring and pressing.
Inject misfire, no. Engine misfire, no.
It was goose eggs.
Okay.
Yeah, baby. Now it's purring. Woo! Yeah. That sounds right now, Bubba. Praise the Lord. Woo! What's up, 351 stroker? What does that sound like?
Like music in my ears.
On this side. There's this one valve on this side. What happens, it goes down too far and it doesn't let the lifter bleed, and I had it too tight, that one valve.
That's a fan strap right now.
We gotta fix that.
Yeah. I've already done once. Yeah, she's purring now, boy.
Praise the Lord, man. horsepower.
That sounds badass, boy. We just adjusting the carburetor on this bad boy. It's a 351 stroker in this Mach 1 Mustang, and she's ready to roll. That exhaust leak right here. Right here. I gotta tighten that up.
Alright, put the air cleaner on it, Shane. We need to wipe that off, dude. It's filthy dirty. That air cleaner. Yeah, you did. Shut it off.
You ready to go, big boy? It runs sweet. All right, man. I don't want to drive it. You can drive it, so you can get a ticket in. Exactly. That's a great idea, as a matter of fact, because I don't need another one. We had a major catastrophe problem with it, and we ironed it out like we always do. It was a car that was really giving us havoc. The car came in from another shop. We're not going to mention where, but it's all lined out now, runs great. Got the timing all set, carburetor adjusted, fluid levels. Sean's just tightening up a few header bolts right now, and the customer's going to be on his way here in a minute. Go down the road and test drive it. We sold it to a guy in Detroit, Michigan that's going to buy the car. So.
Runs really, really nice. Real nice. A lot of horsepower. We didn't get on it though, because you know, a lot of cops around here don't want to get tickets. Some of us can't afford to get another ticket. I don't want to take the bus to work every day.
And I'm not going to drive it because I don't want no more speeding tickets. So we're going to leave it up to him to take care of that part. If he gets a speeding ticket, good for him. That's about it. We got our final addition to OC Motorheads, Colangelo Motor Repair, Colangelo Racing, Shane Toll. Arrived here from Manchester, Ohio, where I spent 14 years of my life. I couldn't be more happier than to have this guy. It's just pretty much put the icing on the cake for my life. You know, with Sean Hauser being part of the program, as everybody knows, we started this all alone, just me and him, and we're rock and roll on cars. We got a bunch of hot rods we're building right now that'll probably be on some of the episodes you guys will see.
It's a great opportunity to be here, man, and it all started through you. Glad to be here and happy for that opportunity. And
he had to pedal to the metal, so he's in the right place because That's pretty much what we do here at Colangelo Motor Repair Classics. Me and Sean, we always got the pedal to the metal. We don't let up.
You know, that's what we're all about here, is producing good quality work, having integrity. If it's not fixed to the way the customer likes it, then we redo it. You know, we're not perfect. You know, we have a lot of knowledge, we have a lot of years experience, and we can pretty much build and make anything. And now that we have Shane a part of the winning team here, it's just going to take us over the top. See, we got some exciting times coming up for the motorheads, man.
Right on, man.
Rock and roll, baby.
We're going to bring it to you, man. Full blast, on the nitrous splint. Bye.
Peace. Good job, man.
I hit my head in the shower this morning. Oh, no. That's the last thing I hit. No. Knock on something. We had a knock on wood.
Right here. It's OC Motorhead. Real cars, real guys, real life.
I love it.
I treat people the way they treat me.
I mean, come on, dude. This guy's got the biggest heart in the world.
Making a new car, make it live again.
Been in business since 1976, and this is our annual car show.
When we first started this thing, nobody else wanted the date. Well, now it's become sort of it's been good, modestly successful, well, very successful, not because of us. It's because of all this wonderful cars you see here. Everybody here is a customer of Hillco's, and they have been kind enough to let us be a very tiny part of their team. And the people who built these cars and love them so much, those are the ones who make this show.
That's great.
This is me right here. See, this is an actual paint job. Make it look cool.
Hi. Hello. This is this guy's car here.
What is this thing?
The 66 Chevelle.
Okay.
383 with 671 on it. Our inspiration was, I guess you could say, Winston Cup meets Top Fuel meets Mad Max. Just that it's scary, you know, it's not a comfortable car. It wasn't supposed to be. I want people to get in the passenger seat and go, holy shit, what did I get myself into, yeah?
We call him our money.
Because when you go to the shop, you're going to have to give it up. But when you leave, you'll be smiling. You might be broke, but you'll be smiling. Okay, well, you know, I had some problems under here that I wanted to really get straightened out. So I came out and Rick advised me to change my MSD unit, which we did. We completely changed the MSD. We put on some new valve covers. We also pulled and put on a new Holly carburetor. Also put in a Victor Jr. Intake. And now she's happy. She's smiling all the way to the gas station. All the way to the gas station. Oh yeah, we put some cutoffs on it so that when somebody want to growl at me, I can growl back. You hear that growl?
The story behind this car was GM in the early 60s, they didn't have an answer to the Cobra. The Cobra was kicking ass in Trans Am. Nobody could touch it. And they went to Bill Thomas. Bill Thomas had done a lot of work with GM at the time with some other projects, and they said, hey, can you come up with something? And he got together with Don Edmonds, who is a sprint car fabricator over in Anaheim, and Bill designed this car. And they built two prototypes that were aluminum bodied that were crashed early on. And they, at the time, they had I think they had like 10 or 12 cars completed. And they had enough parts in the shop to assemble for 16 cars. They had a shop fire. GM pulled the plug on the whole project. It never got sorted out. Right now, we have a count of about 8 original cars that we know of. So when this thing would come out of a corner, hold on to your head, buddy.
So basically, it's kind of like a Viper.
This is the only one you'll see race. All the other ones are just hanger queens.
He's built everything on it. Now he wants to race it. It's gonna happen, man.
This is a great car, so I'll tell you that.
About 12 years ago. When I was 17 years old, I had one just like it. So I loved it, so I built this to match what that did. So that was 12 years ago when I built it. Built it from scratch, and it's all new parts. 32 Ford Roadster.
Hey there,
That right there.
Beautiful. This is a dream car to have right here, man, for, you know, hot rodder. Look at that. That's the paint job right there. Look how dark, metallic forest green. And at night it's just black. See this? I can see myself in this right here. Or the rims would be powder coated the same color as the car. All murdered out. No chrome. Like you see the Malibu and all that? I'd have all that gone. But that is clean. I'm just not into chrome. I'm not into polishing, you know? It's all about going fast, right? Cut you up, boy. Look at that.
One way to keep people away from the car, huh?
It's a beautiful color,
It's
man.
low.
It's really hard to paint like this, man. You gotta know what you're doing.
Wow.
Big money right here, boy. Big money, bro. This is my wife, Jennifer.
Hi.
She's an OC motorhead as well. We're just out here having fun today. Checking out all the cars and everything. Signing hero cards and
Saying hi to everyone.
Fun, you know, letting everybody know who we are and what we do, where we're at, and what, you know, what's going on. It's beautiful.
That paint job, if Junior done it, would be $20,000. Wow. And it takes 6 months. But the toners are gone now.
6 months to paint that?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, they're the best.
So because of environmental reasons, you can't get that
Once
paint
they
no more?
started changing away from the lacquers, acrylic lacquers into the urethane,
yeah.
And then they went to water-based, the toners are gone.
Oh, man.
You chip that car, you go hang yourself. Yeah.
So you used to paint like that?
Oh yeah, we did. That was the biggest paint job of the time. Candy red.
Well, that stinks to see that and know that you can never paint that on
Yeah,
your,
that's
you know, it's like, that's a drag.
That's a dying art right
Yeah,
there.
you know?
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
This is Big Mike. We did the inner fender wells on this truck and did some carburetor work. We changed the valve covers on it. Just a beautiful car, completely. So this one will be viewed in the show. I was able to get in it and have a little bit of fun with it and do a huge burnout, which was a kick in the pants. Really loved it. Kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies again. You know, that's what I love to do, go fast too. Got a tilt bed where you can push a button and raise the bed on it, and pretty much motion it up and down either way. And everything's all good on it. You know, this is Mr. Sid.
I have that thing.
I'm doing his 56 Buick, and we will get it done here shortly. The motor's going to be ready this Friday, and I'll go down to the machine shop and pick it up, and then we're going to put it together.
And this is my car also.
This is this car. Tell them about it, Sid.
It's a 61 Pine Ventura Purple Top. And I've had it about 6 months, and I love this car. Give me a Pine Bulb Top and I'm happy. Look at that car.
It's my wife, Jen.
Well, hi, Jen.
Nice to meet you.
I got your picture on that thing.
What thing?
On the
card?
Card.
Oh, yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah,
Throw
Rick
some
did all
darts at it
that.
when you get home. That's what I do.
I don't have a dart.
Oh, I throw it at Rick.
Is there anything left in your back pocket?
No, I think Rick even got my wallet.
Just a bunch of ass back there now, that's it.
Yeah. And he got most of that war off getting that wallet out, silver-tongued devil. I'm going to pay attention to what you do.
You get so many projects going, and you know, not everybody's got the money up front, you know, so you got to kind of
Hard times. Sometimes
hey,
you gotta
you know
wait.
what? We just work with everybody, you know. Either Ford or Chevy. I haven't really looked at it because all the emblems are gone, and it's got a big block blown engine in it, and it's all matte black murdered out. All right, this is the truck right here. Look at these. That's aircraft built aluminum machine to kind of make it look like the original rim, but look at this bad boy. And the original rims that were steel with the center dome caps and the chrome beauty rings, well, what they did was they didn't put those on the truck. They had a machine shop make out of billet aluminum to make it look like that, but the centers are flat, the rears are deep, and it has that original look, but with a modern high-performance rim, because it's got slicks in the back and skinnies up front. This just, look at that, big block ball. Truck right here. This is called Hot Rod Black. It's not really flat, but I guess it would be a semi-gloss. More close to a flat gloss, you know, or a flat black, I mean.
Well, actually, we worked for years in the magazine publishing business, and one of the first tech stories they ever did was on this truck. It was owned by a company called SoCal Pickups, and I saw the truck, a pile of parts in storage, so I ended up buying it because the guy wanted to get rid of it because he'd paid so much in storage. So then I bought it and put it all together, got a custom chassis from Total Cost Involved, and was able to get a 2001 supercharged Lightning motor and transmission for it. So it's a very unique piece. It's dusty. Also, I used a 2001, it's a supercharged Lightning motor that makes 420 horsepower at the rear tires. It's 25 miles per gallon, and it's probably the only old truck around here that has a catalytic converter on it, so it actually does burn clean. I had them, yeah, they're a one-off made top wheel by a company called Colorado Custom, and everybody looks at them and they think that they got like a plastic cover, but it's really just that deep here. Well, this is black bark, because somebody just called it that one day and it stuck, so Sometimes it gets short to bark, but it's black bark. It's like the rear. Because I can raise or lower the rear.
Well, I saw this car here at the car show about 6 months ago, and the fellow was selling it. It's a 383 stroker engine. It's all chromed out. It's got the radiator, a custom radiator, and I'm just having a lot of fun with it.
Garden Grove, California. This guy here rebuilt the whole thing, running like a top. And couldn't ask for any more. Put him a new MSD distributor. All MSD wires. I completely overhauled the motor from top to bottom. He was using oil every time he gassed up one cord, and that wasn't right. So we leaked the motor down, found it was leaking really bad. And I kind of refurbished all his fuel system, redid everything because it was really not done correctly the first time. He had problems with his brakes. He had a huge booster on it, and it almost rubbed a hole through his valve cover, so we had to go to a smaller booster, which we still got to work on. I'd say we're making a little bit over 500 horse probably. It's probably close to 6. It's a 406 now. It was a 400, but we bored it. So it's a 406 legally. Blowing Hemi in this thing. Oh, okay.
I hit my head in the shower this morning. Oh, that's the last thing I hit. No. Knock on something. We had a knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Right here.
It's OC Motorhead. Real cars, real guys, real life.
Tim Brown, Napa Auto Parts, main guy, one of the main guys. Tim was able to land us this major sponsorship with Napa Auto Parts, and it's just a phenomenal thing to be part of this team and part of this family. And I'm so pleased to have all my guys around me that I've got and to experience this with me and enjoy the life of NHRA drag racing. And
absolutely. Well, we're glad to have you. It's drag racing is a great grassroots effort. Get a lot of our customers like yourself, the owner of the shop, and also being a race team, but just a lot of our customers and store customers that come out. It's a good interaction, and you'll be a good representative for us. And we're pleased to be with
proud to have him here. He's just, we're going to root him on this year to a championship. I know he's going to do it. There's no doubt about it. He's got the best team in the world and a great driver that drives the car. So it's a pleasure having him sitting next to me today. Great announcer for many years. When I was racing down the track, you could hear that great voice up in the tower. And it was just it was a pleasure to have him up there, and I'm tickled to death to have him here in my shop today, and I couldn't be more happy. And Mr. Sean Hauser down on the end,
my partner in crime here every day at the shop, and we keep things rolling real well. And so far, things are moving right along for us, and we're going to continue to go forward.
It is truly a joy to be on OC Motorhead because it's one of the hot new shows that's on the internet right now, and I encourage you to continue to watch it. What a pleasure it is to hook back up with Rick. It's been a few years since I'd seen him, since I kind of retired back about 2002, 2003, after 43 years as the lead announcer for the latter part of my career of NHRA drag racing. First race I announced, 1959, so I've seen it from the inception all the way up to the thundering monsters driven by daredevils like Ron Kemp, seated next to me. Nobody is a daredevil in this sport. They know exactly what they're doing at all times and are prepared to cope with most anything that's happened. Have you hit anything yet?
I hit my head in the shower this morning.
Oh, no.
That's the last thing I hit. No. Knock on something. We're gonna knock on wood.
Right here.
As you know, it's a matter of when.
Well, that's why I put the question in that way. Have you hit anything yet?
Probably not since you were announcing in Dallas. We had the huge implosion where it knocked the
that's
body.
right. Yeah.
Nothing, a few fires, but yeah, nothing. The last thing I hit was in a dirt car racing at Tony Stewart's dirt race. But other than that, drag racing, we've been pretty lucky.
Not only have you been lucky in that regard, but you've been very, very good. You've got 77 total wins to your credit, 1 in Top Fuel, the rest in Funny Car. You got 4 runner-up number 2 spots in the Funny Car points chase. What's it gonna take to win?
I don't know. You're asked that all the time, and as you know, being in the sport, a lot of times luck plays into it, and especially with the countdown that we have, the playoffs now, you have to be hot at the right time. It doesn't matter how good you were the regular season. It's weird calling it the regular season now, but up until Indy, you just need to be pretty good. And then from September to Pomona, you better be darn good. Yeah. And we've seen it in the past, guys that barely got into the countdown and went on to win the championship. So I think luck plays a lot into it. And I think that Ron Tober, my crew chief, the Napa car, coming back to the same team, same crew members. And as you know, if you have that continuity, there's nothing like that in our sport. Right. Same crew guys, same driver, same crew chief, same owner, same sponsor. We can just hit the ground running. We don't have to show up with new stuff. We're got new crew guys, new crew chiefs, new personalities. And that part for me, I think already gives me a little bit of a step ahead of everybody for a championship, I hope. But again, it doesn't matter the countdown.
You've driven for single car teams back when you got into a Top Fuel car the first time for Roger Prim. Now you're on one of the premier multi-car teams in the sport. What's the difference?
Well, it's funny looking at this chassis because when my first year for Roger Prim, I had the pleasure of getting in the tower with you. A lot of times we either didn't qualify or we got first round, which happened a lot. And I remember flying up to Seattle. First finding out I was going to drive a Top Fuel car, but then going to Al Swindle's shop. And I drove the last car he built with his hands. And that Top Fuel dragster would sit in the shop like, it reminded me of this car here. And just driving for a team that wasn't sponsored by a big company or a big budget. It was a fun time, but it was. I remember how hungry I was just to be somebody, to have a Don Prudhomme or somebody, see what I was doing, maybe give me a shot, which ended up happening. And it was because of just being around good guys,
right.
and having a good team. Now, the sport's changed so much. Driving the car is such a small percentage of my job. And the funnest time for me is when we get in the car and my crew guys are in there and I get strapped in because there's no more media, there's no more interviews, there's no more worrying about did I do this interview right or do I have to be over here, over there. I just don't worry about driving the car. So now it's a completely different, so much more business than it was back then.
You've become almost a star in your own right with the Napa commercials. Michael Waltrip never let you drive his car.
He's 6'3" or 4, so
Well,
I
you
sat in
can
his
sit
car.
on a pillow, you can put a cushion in. Come on.
I sat in it, but I've driven one a couple times. I tested with IROC, you know, when that series was around, so it was fun. But Michael, as you know, he's fun, and the commercials are fun. This year's commercials are they're a surprise. People are gonna love them, but they were a lot of fun. Michael's back in it with me. Where the last couple of years it was just me alone, and I'm looking forward to them.
Do you get recognized out on the street?
I told this last year at a media thing. I was going through the airport at Denver on that moving walkway, and had nothing to do with sponsors on or anything, and I'm smoking on that walkway to get to my next flight, and there was a lady, she had to be 80 years old, and she was sitting on the walkway going the other way, and she goes, Napa know-how. As I went by her, and I looked, and I had nothing Napa on, and I thought, man, now I've officially felt like I made it.
Yeah. How about you, Ric Colangelo? You had yourself a Bickle-built pro stock car?
Yeah.
And now you're moving up.
Yeah, I got rid of it. I've been through 7 teams, 7 race cars, and I've run about every class there is to run in NHRA except Top Fuel. You know, starting out in 1975 at OCIR. I'm sure all of you guys are familiar, been there many times. That's where it all started for me. And, I just kept moving up in class and started bracket racing every Wednesday and Saturdays in an El Camino and blew up a lot of parts. And just got in the knack of drag racing, and from there I went to Super Street and won my division, finished 12th in the United States in '91. And then from there I went to Super Gas and set the world on fire with that. You know, we show up at the track and everybody go, oh my God, there they come. And they wondered, you know, well, why are you guys saying that? Well, after we got to figuring out that we were about beating everybody on the track, like we did at Super Chevy, good guys, and a lot of the division and national events, they, you know, they recognized who I was at that time, and that's how I started moving up. From there I went to Compliment here, ran 2 years with a dragster with that, and then after that I bought Kenny Bernstein's car, which I believe was the first car, you quote me on this, 1992, ran 300 miles an hour. I believe it was 92. And then we put an A fuel team together, ran it for a couple of years, and pretty much took the wind out of my kids' life. My wife said I had to pull the reins, so I did. And I haven't raced that. I mean, you hold on one of these guys, and it's like, it's just like amazing what out through there, and it's the power of it. And you're not fighting it like he is with a funny car trying to keep it straight because the wheels aren't on the ground.
You're trying to quit correcting
yeah, you keep your hands right on the wheel and the car will go where you point, you know, and that's what it does every time. So.
I had the chance to drive an alcohol car when I went to Frank Hawley's school, and he says, don't overcorrect.
Right.
Don't chase it.
Right.
Just let it go.
Let it go.
And sure enough, that was it. The other thing was don't watch the front wheel.
No.
Because he said, fix your eyes on a point somewhere way down the track.
Exactly.
And aim for that. But don't try to drive by the front wheel.
You don't want to overcorrect one of these cars, you'll be in the wall.
Now we built the company to where we're at today in this nice shop. And you know, like you said, we've sold 2-3 cars since about '08. And it's been a struggle. You know, we built a real nice AA. It was like 1,680 horsepower, blown out the whole big block, and we had to sell it to keep the business going. And but you know, we've never given up. We've just kept our nose to the grind, and we kept working hard every day. And despite all the setbacks and letdowns and hurdles, we just keep going and going and going. And that's where Ron comes in the picture, because he's a huge inspiration to us. 18 years doing it, and his time's coming and our time's coming, and it's wonderful being here with Ron today, because you don't even know how much this guy inspires us, and you're not even here every day when we talk about you. It's the person you are is what drives us, because we want to go top fuel. We want to be like you.
Wow.
I want to be like you.
How about that? Huh?
That's the bottom line.
And this guy, let me tell you, just take 1 minute.
Take 2 if you want.
Okay.
No. 3 if you want to talk more about it.
It's not, he is,
Wait when you're over.
He is the ultimate in drag racing, I'll tell you. This guy, I've been around it all my life, okay? And I've met a lot of drivers in the big leagues, in the small leagues. But this man is a true, humble man. He is down to earth. When you go to him and you talk to Ron Capps, you're talking to a human being that has feelings for you, cares about you. and he loves obviously what he does, but he inspires me by being who Ron Capps is as a human being.
It's OC Motorhead. Real cars, real guys, real life.
Because a lot of guys in the pit area, and I'm not going to mention any names, they won't take time for you. They won't talk to you. They're too busy, and they don't want nothing to do with you. And there's just a lot of different episodes that went on in my life talking to different drivers that he's so much different than them. And I want to be in his shoes and follow his footsteps to where he is. Because to be in his footsteps, and to have his character and the way you are and the person you are around deep inside your heart, I can't say any more about it.
Wow. How about that? Can I touch you?
Yeah.
What's it like working with a company like Napa?
It's unbelievable. I was just, when he was talking about them, their inspiration and showing up and trying to, get that vision of what you want to be on the track. It's so nice to wake up and love what you're doing, go to work and doing what you do, right?
Yeah.
In our sport, being around you when I came up, and then same with these guys, you don't know how blessed you are, and it's so cool to be sort of involved in a sport where you really don't have to become an adult. And you still live that dream that you had when you were a kid, and you wake up in the morning, you're still going to be around a race car, doing something around the race car. Well, Napa, when the opportunity came up, it was a sponsor for years. I sat back and I thought, man, to be sponsored by a place like that has a great commercial that you always saw in the past with Dale Earnhardt and Michael, and then the fact that you walk into a store and it's a clean, well-run store everywhere you go. And I just thought, how cool would it be to be part of this? Just a small, just a small thing like this. Well, now I get to wear a fire suit like Superman.
Yeah, I know.
So it's huge. And what they've done is they're always been a huge sport, or NASCAR sponsoring. Now they've really taken on the drag racing side, and they got me doing more appearances than their NASCAR driver. And every racetrack now, our whole Napa area, the VIP area is completely packed and oversold.
Right.
And so they really, you walk in any Napa and there's a cardboard cutout, albeit it's that much taller than I really am, which is good. Which is cool, but it's a sport that I've always loved. We've always grown up around. We just wish that we could get it out to more people, and Napa's helped do that with us.
Good. To indulge in Napa, Tim Brown, thank you very much for my sponsorship. And I'm so proud to be part of the Napa team with Ron Capps, Michael Waltrip, all those guys out there. And I thank you so much, Tim. I didn't think I'd ever get the opportunity to race for Napa. And you don't know how much this means to all of us here to be able to go out to the track and be part of the best company in the whole country that there is. We get great service from Napa. We use Napa daily. And I can't even express my feelings towards you and your company and the rest of it. And I give you my congrats and the rest of us as well.
And you get to race go-karts with their driver.
Yeah.
Beat up on him.
And then he beat my ass on K1.
Yeah.
That's only because I turned it in nitrogen. I got you. Don't worry. So, but anyway, Shane, come on in here for a minute. Let's get you in here. He lines a lot of motor repair now, and it's a pleasure to have him back home. I raised him as a kid at my shop in Ohio at All-North Performance Car Care Center. He was one of those guys when I had my two-car garage where I started, he'd come and kind of knee-bite me all the time, get in my way, and I'm like, dude, leave me alone, I'm working. No, what's that? I want to know. Okay, why? Because I want to learn. So he kept it up and he kept it up and he kept it up until I finally said, all right, here's a wrench. I want you to do an oil change. Well, he learned, and he learned from there up. I raised him until we moved into the bigger shop, and he worked for me for a long time at the big shop in Ohio. And then from there on, he took off in his own life, and then I finally got him back here where he belongs. And Sean will tell you, I mean, he's been a huge inspiration every day.
We're so blessed. I mean, with the team that we have right now today, and with the sponsorship that we're receiving from Napa, I mean, we're going to go all the way to the top. There's nothing stopping us, because we don't ever give up. We're either going to win by the law of accident, by just continuing to fail and never giving up, and just finally one day we get lucky, or we're just going to die. In other words, we're either going to die and it ain't going to happen, or for as long as we live, it's eventually just going to happen.
I got a question for Sean. You haven't Sean? Shane. Sean, this one. Shane Sean.
It's unreal,
Sean
Dave.
Shane.
It's unreal, Dave. I grew up listening to you as an announcer, and when you walked in the shop and I heard your voice, it's unreal.
I told him when I walked in and he said that, I said, you're not that old.
And to be standing beside of Ron Capps is like a dream come true to me. And this guy here, I can't say enough about him. He's made my life happen, and I'm just very, very pleased to be part of this team and organization.
You know, we're going to test in April in Vegas for 2 days, 18th, 19th with Frank Holly. Paul Shields said we got open track for 2 days, so our goal is to be there at the 17th of April and hit the track early in the morning. The Napa car will be full Napa. It'll have the blue and then obviously the Napa stuff on it. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. And this is what we're going to do. You know, we go to the track, the Napa dragster will pull out there, and we're going to go after them just as hard as Ron Capps does every race and try to beat them all up, and see what happens at the end of the year from on.
Is it an open test, like just you guys only?
No, it'll be the school, but Frank's known me for so long. I'm a return student for 3 times actually. I keep letting my license get expired like a dummy, but
that's due to circumstances.
You know, I mean,
selling race cars and keep a business going.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, business kept me going, and selling the cars kept me going. Excuse me, but it's an open test, and Paul said whatever you guys want to do, just do. You know, and let you out the lane and go for it.
Good for you. Hey Rick, can we introduce one of our main members of our drag team?
Got it. This is a newcoming member on our race team. He'll be hands-on.
I got out of racing in '85. I worked for Swift back in the day building formula cars. I just really couldn't make a living at it. So I went on and established a career in biotech, but I've always kept my hand around racing and cars. And right now I think I'm just kind of living childhood dreams that I've forgotten about with the way things are going. At 53, some of these things kind of get put away, but now everything's coming to life, and I'm pretty excited. So other than that, to be doing my regular job in biotech until the day comes when I can just pack it up and do this full time. It's something I'm really looking forward to. Wow, this is where we're at. And I just want to say one thing about this group. Been around the world quite a bit and done a lot of things, and one thing about this place, you come walking in here with Rick and Sean and Shane, and you know, you don't come in here and everybody's got their head down and, you know, down in the mud. You come in and you get greeted with bear hugs each morning, and everybody's got a smile on their face and working hard. And this is probably one of the best teams and bunch of people I've had the opportunity to be around.
Man, I want to work here.
That's great.
You have a lot of fun, Ron. You have a lot of fun.
Blast. We got it's us and our reputation, and if we don't represent, then you know we get our asses kicked. But other than that, you know, the world's fine, and this is what we're going to do for a living, and we love it. Ron loves it. All of us love it. This sport doesn't get any better. There is no better sport than NHRA drag racing. Well, you know, if you go straight, that's easy to do. Well, to get your ass strapped in one of these cars and tell me how easy it is.
Bomb on wheels.
Okay, and I swore up and down I'd never run a funny car, and I won't. Because if stuff's gonna blow up, I want it to blow up behind me, not in front of me. So, you know, am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
You like it.
Yeah.
You like that ball of fire.
I feel like Slim Pickens when I'm riding that missile, you know?
Swinging it at that. Old boom boom, they call it.
Well, if you haven't been to a race, if you've been there, you know, and I don't have to explain it. It's 8 guys and it's poetry in motion, and the car comes back after a run and it's 2,500, 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit temperature-wise. So they all got their gloves, their equipment ready, and as soon as it hits the pit area, the jack goes up, puts the car up, and instantly the guys attack it. You got guys on each side of the engine, taking the cylinder heads off, supercharger off. Same time, the guy's taking the clutch out of it, transmission out of it, and attacking it. And it's amazing to watch this all go on while a guy jumps underneath, instantly gets the pan off, and checks all the bearings and makes sure everything's all right. If there's a problem down below, he'll instantly tell them, we got a problem, and get a new motor out, and they'll have a new motor ready to go. And Dave could tell you, throughout the years, it used to be an hour and a half between rounds, and then they lengthened it, and they shortened it, and because of TV mainly, we try to push that pretty hard now, and NHRA's got us on a pretty quick turnaround. The guys have actually, the Napa team's taken ours completely apart, back together in 35 minutes, and that's starting it back up.
That's amazing.
So, and that's getting it ready to go. So, these guys tear it apart down the bare block, check everything, put a new clutch pack in it. It's a 5-disc clutch pack, 4 floaters, put the transmission back on. In the meantime, the cylinder heads guys, they have the cylinder heads ready to go back on. As soon as that's on, the manifold, the supercharger is ready to go on with another 2 guys, and then it's on and refueled. And about that time, Ron Tober comes out with his little box and he plugs his next tune-up into it. And they yell for the driver, who's usually off goofing off, and they can't find him. And they wonder where he's at, and he's over at the hot dog stand getting the hot dog with John Forrest. And John never pays, of course.
No, of course.
He's got too much money. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. The time you gotta be upset about it is when they quit asking you for autographs. Because as long as they're asking, they're watching. Whether it be a driver or a TV personality or whatever. And you can judge people pretty much by how they react to others in that kind of a set of circumstances. And in the early days, there were no ropes, there was no fencing or anything keeping people out of the pit area. Now, that was long before the choreographed procedures Ron just described as far as turnaround. You couldn't do it today because of the pressure of the actual race. But in those days, everybody talked to everybody. It was no big deal. And personally, my philosophy is if I'm not working, I said, sure, be glad to pose for a picture. You want an autograph? Fine. If I'm working, I said, stand right there. As soon as I finish the shoot or whatever I'm doing, I'll be right there. And if I have to go to another pit area, follow me. Come with me. Always on the line. What do I love about racing? It was an opportunity to earn a living, raise a family of a wife and 3 kids, and prepare for the current status I'm in, which is sort of semi-retirement. Doing a job that I got paid for, but I'd done for fun early in my life. I can't think of a better job.
Yeah. For me, it's the competitive nature that I have, and I'm able to go do that now for a living. But, you know, a lot of guys, you grow up and you play sports when you're a kid, and then you either have to go play softball or you have to go do something on weekends to fulfill that competitiveness you have, whether it's bingo or whatever you do. And I get to wake up in the morning, strap myself in a 10,000 horsepower funny car, and compete at the highest level of anything, where things are separated, wins and losses are separated, parts are broken by tens of thousands of a second. And you do this with a group of not just the 8 or 9 guys on the team, but hospitality people, everybody, the sponsors, everybody is a team, and they all give you all this stuff to do well, and the guys give you a good car, and it's boom, it's down to you, and you're in this car basically not to mess up. And I love that pressure, I love that competitiveness, and I love celebrating after you win with a group of people like that. And kind of reiterate, it's a family. I spend more time with the people on the road traveling than I actually do with my own family. So I've developed a lot of friends, very good friends, dear friends, through the sport. And so that's why I love about racing.
Thank you, everybody. Goodbye. Have a nice day.
That's us.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Ron, so much. I appreciate it. Dave.
Rick, thank you for the invite.
Sean, I love you.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
So now we're going to go eat and have a good time and enjoy ourselves.
Car, make it live again.